This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
This is Rob Gronkowski from Dudes on Dudes. Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one, or to share if you're generous. You can stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, or you can spice things up and try some unexpected pairings like dipping chicken wonton tacos in our honey Dijon mustard. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
This is your cut down day meat grinder leader fan radio network
spicy
and KFAN.com. 1 minute 18 seconds past the hour of 3 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Welcome back, Tuesday edition, Great Minnesota Get Together. Our Thursday, Friday, my Thursday, Friday, Sunday, 5th day already.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So after today, I'm more than halfway home.
Yeah.
I'll have 4 more days after that. You're only going to have 2 more.
I counted my tickets today. I have 2 tickets remaining after the one I turned in today.
That's Guardsy. My name is Dan Barreiro. I'm the occasional host of the program, and we're delighted that you chose to join us on another idyllic day at the Great Minnesota Get-Together. I think a little warmer than yesterday, but certainly not uncomfortable. Nice breeze. When the sun's out, it can be a little bit warm.
Sure.
But the humidity, the corn sweat index continues to be very reasonable as well. So cut down time is 3, right? Is it not?
I think it's right now, yeah.
It's right now. So we're going to try to do some live, do a kind of a live look-in on the latest steam, right? So the development's early. If you want to read the tea leaves, it looks less and less likely, though not impossible, because you can never say impossible in the National Football League, that Adam Thielen is going to stay, or less likely that he's going to rejoin the Vikings.
Right.
Because they cut another veteran receiver.
Yes, Hunter Renfrow.
Yep. Exactly. And with a bunch of young guys behind him, with him. So the assumption is they intend to hold on to Thielen. Now, maybe we up the ante. I don't know. The other X factor, though, is New England cut our guy K.J. Osborne.
Right.
So obviously
the Commanders did. Washington.
Oh, it's the Commanders.
Yeah, he was with New England right after.
That's it.
Nobody cares, but some people do.
No, it's accuracy is occasionally important on the show, maybe 22% of the time. And so bottom line is now you won't need to use any of your extra draft choices.
He's available.
And we know him.
He does.
I don't think Detroit Lakes is going to be quite as inspired.
No.
If it's K.J. Osborne. But he's got a little pedigree. Now the fact that he got cut means what? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe we like him a little more because we have worked with him. We have gotten a little something out of him as well. And I guess we just have to keep our eyes and ears open for some names, because I don't think the names of the rest of the cuts, I think we had to cut like 17 more players.
Right.
From 70 to 53, I believe. And I have not seen any other names surface. Now, yesterday, since we left the air yesterday, another trade. Your guy, Mekhi Blackmon, got dealt away for another meaningless low-level draft choice, although, again, another draft failure for your guy, Kwesi.
That's true. You're right.
Because he apparently was just mired with the third team.
A third-round draft pick.
On a team that, that's a good point. On a team that I still don't think is exceedingly deep at the cornerback position. So there we have it. And is it possible there's some other names that might interest us that get cut at wide receiver? We don't know. The good news from your standpoint is there's every reason to believe that the Vikings are not going to risk not having Brosmer on the roster, which means he doesn't have to clear waivers.
Right.
They're not going to. They're just going to have. They're going to play with each week or have on the roster, the active roster, 3 QBs, and it seems fairly apparent that's their direction because they just don't want to lose them. You know who's also big on your guy, Dan Orlovsky.
I did see that. Yeah,
he's a huge Brosmer guy.
Yep.
This is going to annoy you probably, but I almost think now it's gotten a little crazy.
Oh, it has.
It's almost to the point where people are acting like he's going to be Brett Favre, or it's like, I think he's promising.
The possibilities of
the possibilities.
What if he is?
He might be.
It won't be here because JJ's got the job.
That's true. For the moment.
That's the problem.
Now,
I know. That's what I said. Don't get hurt.
But in all honesty,
check your meniscus.
I don't think he's going to walk in and lead us to the Super Bowl, but it goes from like one extreme to who is this guy?
Yep.
Why would they even worry about him? He's quarterback of the Gophers. What'd they do? To my God, everybody around the league is making it seem like there may not be a better quarterback prospect in the last 25 years.
I know.
It seems a bit excessive.
Everybody loves him now.
To me, yeah, it's gone from one to the other.
It's very funny.
What was the other nugget I had regarding so we have Brosmer's one of 2 undrafted free agents making the club. The other, he's a guard. He's an offensive lineman.
You're thinking of Joe Huber?
Yes. So Huber is also expected to make the 53-man roster, correct?
Yes.
Are any other names? Are you checking our various conduits for any other names? Any like shocker names? That are surfacing?
We let go of a decent defensive prospect, right? We thought
we did.
And I don't have his name right off the top of my head, so let me pull up.
I'll find it.
So I've got Gessling, I've got Alec Lewis, and I've got Kevin Seifert all in the queue.
And Alec is going to join us tentatively 5:30, is that correct?
Yeah, by phone. I thought, why not get a review of the day and see. I mean, shoot, Alec would probably come out if we asked him, but we don't need to do all of that. And who else did I have here? Charch had some interesting things to say.
Charch did?
Well,
he's coming back to town,
Well, why wouldn't he?
Yeah. He's in demand, as we like to say in the business.
Gabriel Murphy is what I'm thinking about.
Gabe Murphy, who didn't play in the 3rd preseason game, and the assumption was if you don't play in that game, that must mean we already know we like you.
Usually.
And we don't need to see any more of you. He's gone. And a lot of people thought he had a chance to be pretty good. But again, we apparently have too much talent.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
That has led us to letting him go and trading away Wilson Phillips.
Hold on for one more day.
Wilson Phillips, Harrison Phillips.
Exactly.
If we traded Wilson Phillips, that'd be impressive.
Well, I'd be more devastated by that.
You've always been a big Wilson Phillips guy.
I'm not the only one. Why don't they ever play the grandstand? Wilson Phillips.
Are they still together?
I think so. I think they still tour around. They're not together, ma'am. She's shaking her head. I'm sure they come back for reunion tours.
Oh, yeah. They may not be together now, but they'll come back together if there's money in it.
Of course. Everybody does.
Who did you like better, Wilson or Phillips?
Probably Wilson.
Oh, okay. There were 3 of them, weren't there?
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember their names. I should know them. I should know all their names.
Probably does.
Oh, man. That's going to bother me.
Is everything scripted in the National Football League? It's cut down day, which means already endless attention. In no other sport is cut down day meaningful. It just isn't.
That's
correct?
true. Right. It's not.
And on top of that, we get the big announcement that your gal and a certain Kansas City Chiefs tight end have announced officially their engagement. Did they set a date?
I don't know that. I've not clicked on any of the links.
Have you seen The Rock?
No. I've seen a couple of the pictures.
Again, to each their own. I don't think that she's going to lose any sleep over my opinion on The Rock.
Okay.
I was disappointed.
Not big enough?
No, it was...
Not unique enough? Or
it was too... I don't know how to explain. It's like one big lump. And I don't think it's
that's kind of like Travis.
Very well. Oh, not now, not this year.
Yeah.
Travis is sculpted. Have you seen him lately? He lost like 80 pounds.
I know.
Anyway, they're engaged.
I noticed. Yeah, I saw.
And you mocked this, and I ordinarily have mocked this, but the last time we talked about that couple on the Enough Said TV program, which we will tape again this Friday's edition around 12:15 on Friday afternoon, if you'd like to come and be involved in the taping, we would appreciate it. When I saw them on that podcast with the other Kelsey,
right, with Travis or with Jason.
Again, it's dangerous to try to evaluate a relationship that way. Mm-hmm. But I think there might be something there. And you were just mocking.
No. I don't doubt that they're madly in love.
You just don't think it can last because
I don't
the nature of being in this business.
No, I'm not even that cynical. My position has always been I'm just disappointed in Taylor because I'm bored with Travis.
Oh,
that's always been.
Yeah, you're right.
Always been. I've never said that.
Maybe he's got layers you don't know.
Have you seen some of the tweets that people bring out from like 2011?
Well,
and I know people evolve, and I'm sure he's matured. And I
probably had a couple tweets you regret.
A couple, yeah, that's true. That's
come
true.
on, man.
And let's be honest, it is all envy and jealousy because some guys have everything and some have nothing.
Yeah.
And it's worked out well for Travis and off the field, and Jason.
Yeah,
they're both doing great. They don't need my approval, but I've never doubted that.
Oh, okay. You're not high on him. You're disappointed. You have such a high standard for her. You're saying, are you kidding me?
Exactly right. That is.
What are you doing?
Now, she's had some other ones that are very questionable in the past.
Well, there you go.
So I do.
Well, then maybe there's just a judgment issue there. Who knows?
Well, I think there may have been. But anyway, I was looking up the Wilson Phillips names and I got distracted.
I'm sorry, it's my bad.
Yeah, so that's great. It'll be an exciting wedding. It'll be exciting to see who gets the invite, who doesn't get the invite. That'll be dramatic. There'll be a lot of controversy there, where they do it, when they do it, how it affects them for the season. It'll be great. Carney, Wendy, and China were the three.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And they're all related to famous people, aren't they?
China, Carney and Wendy are the daughters of Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
That's right.
And China Phillips is the daughter of John and Michelle Phillips of the Mamas and the Papas.
Oh, the Mamas and the Papas.
Yeah.
California Dreamin'.
If you were a child of the 90s, you grew up listening to Wilson Phillips in the backseat of your mom's car. At least that's what I did.
The beautiful people, as you know, probably just look down on anybody who liked Wilson Phillips. You know that.
Is that true?
Oh, God.
Oh, really? Well, that's their problem. I love them.
Cute little group.
Yeah, they were
not
great.
Not that much talent. We had a couple of... What was their biggest hit?
Hold On.
Yeah, it had to be Hold On.
Yeah, Hold On still holds up, too. They had other ones.
I actually think I bought a Harrison Phillips CD.
Harrison Phillips?
I mean, Harrison Phillips. God.
Stay six.
Yeah.
Stay six of the fair.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called, Wilson Phillips. Yeah. I think I bought a CD.
Well, why wouldn't you? You're in Love is another good song.
No, that wasn't the one. What was it? There was one. I think it was a remake. They had a decent remake, I thought.
Okay.
Or am I thinking the other gal that I played and would get ripped for that you liked from back in that same era?
Like Lisa Loeb?
No, not Lisa Loeb. That's another good name. But
Joan Osborne?
Vocalist. No, that's my gal.
Yeah.
Almost to the point of you were like throwing up.
Okay, Oak. Yeah. Calm down. I'll have to know who that is. I don't remember who that is.
It'll come to me.
Okay.
She's in our bumper music, but we don't play our bumper music anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. I'll tell you what. Let's break. We'll come back with a very good on-location guest lineup today. I think you'll be very pleased. In fact, we had two individuals who watched yesterday, and they are such followers of one of our guests. They said, we are coming back tomorrow specifically to hear you talk to this person. So we'll give you all the details of that. We will keep an eye on any trades the Vikings might make, any stunning cuts they might make, and, any speculation on the wide receiver position, of course. We'll try to stay on top of all of that as well. Back from the Great Minnesota Get-Together, somebody's rehearsing. Who is that?
Might be Def Leppard. That's the headliner tonight.
That's great.
Yeah.
How many of you are going to see Def Leppard tonight?
Round of applause.
One, two.
Some people, they're already on the grandstand. They're ready to get in.
Yeah, they're already lubed up.
Show's not for 4 hours.
Are you lubed up already? Yeah, they are.
Thumbs up.
There's no question.
Good. Smoke them if you got them.
Back in just a minute.
Talk about stepping up.
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Right here in the fan.
Come join us out at the 2025 Minnesota State Fair live from Carousel Park, presented by Mesh, Besher, and Spence. We're broadcasting live through Labor Day. You can come buy your favorite fan merch, learn about your shot to be the Mesh, Besher, and Spence Rube of the Day. You could win Farm Aid 40 tickets and $200 in concert cash. Get full details now, KFAN.com/fair.
So at the start, right before the start of the show, by the way, I will give you, first of all, the guest lineup, as I promised. Tim Tschida, former Major League Baseball umpire, awesome guest. Every time we've had him on, fair or by phone, is going to stop by our booth in about 10-15 minutes. Louie is going to be here at 4:15?
4:30.
4:30 with your guy, Zeev. We thought it was Boyum.
Yeah.
But you say...
Boyum.
It might be Boyum.
Phonetically.
I'm guessing he will know.
Let's hope.
So he's going to join at some point with Louie for a stretch, and then we'll just have Louie alone. And then by telephone in the 5 o'clock hour, probably about 5:30, Alec Lewis with the latest Viking steam regarding cuts, possible trades, etc. That's the lineup. So before the show, an individual who I did not recognize approached the booth, but what I did recognize is what she was holding in her left hand. It was the 1973 Elk Grove High School yearbook.
Yeah.
That's my year of graduation.
And your high school.
And my high school, exactly right.
Go Grenadiers.
Go Grenadiers, one of the dumbest nicknames ever, and awful colors. School colors were, well, mustard and green, basically.
Really?
Basically Green Bay Packers.
Packers, yeah.
I mean, Packers want to tell you it's gold, it's mustard.
Right.
We all know that.
Okay.
And the good news is I didn't remember her. I say that's good news because she didn't remember me either.
Oh, good.
So I didn't feel at a disadvantage.
Wasn't the Lori Fisher, Johnny Krasinski thing? Yeah.
No, but she lived here apparently forever. Moved here not far after graduation. Her husband, I think, is from here. And just had then, opened the yearbook to my lovely picture where, how would you describe my mop of hair?
I thought you were the fifth Beatle.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
it's well, it happens. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I once upon a time, even my daughter doesn't believe it.
Right.
But I show her these photos every once in a while, and then she says, that doesn't even look like you.
Yeah.
And she's more used to me this way anyway, so I think she thinks I look even dorkier with hair than I do without it.
Right.
But yeah, it was, I'm sure, the first time since I graduated that anybody in any city I've lived in walked up.
That's really cool.
With the high school yearbook. I don't know where mine is.
Right.
I did find out I had a lot more honors than I thought.
Yeah, you were really well-rounded.
I had all kinds of, although...
High achiever.
Will this be used against me? Among the honors, I took a photo of it, because I already can't even remember what the hell it said. AV Club,
okay.
Years 1, 2, and 4. So freshman, sophomore, senior.
Is that audio-video? Is that hi-fi?
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah, okay, that checks out.
Kind of nerdy.
Yeah, no, not really.
No?
Well, what is it? What does AV Club even mean?
Actually,
what do you remember?
I don't have any recollection
That's
of
the
what
issue.
we did.
You have all these clubs, and you don't remember what any of them were or what you did.
4-semester honor pin. Social studies cum laude. I don't even know what that means.
Good GPA.
And then, what's Masha cum laude mean?
I think it's better than cum laude.
Summa cum laude.
I think that's the best.
That's all from social studies. Then Spanish cum laude, which makes sense because then I wasn't running for my Hispanic heritage.
Right, you were locked in.
And summa cum laude. No, I guess that's also Spanish. Then FTA, I don't know what that is. What would the FTA have been?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Key Club.
Also don't know what that is.
I have no idea what that was. And The Guardian, which was the high school newspaper. So
you were a busy guy.
I was pretty busy. Yeah.
That's it. You might have been able to get into Notre Dame like your cousin Jack.
I had the old when kids do yearbook pictures now, especially senior year, are any of them in a coat and tie on the male side?
I don't think so. I think the yearbook pictures now are like your actual senior pictures that you pay hundreds of dollars for, and you're in a meadow or you're like by a creek. The fancy. I think senior pictures in the yearbook are like the actual senior pictures now.
What do you mean?
I don't know if they're like headshots like that.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like the ones you get that you give out to family. I could be wrong. I don't remember.
Well, so what's in the shot?
Well, like you, but people will do like senior pictures.
Okay.
And it'll be with like their letter jacket or all their awards. Like you would have been surrounded by all those, clubs and certificates and things like that. I don't know if people do, but no, on a normal picture day, no, nobody's wearing a suit and tie anymore.
Anyway, I want to thank Karen, who was kind enough to stop by with it.
Calling it all the way to the fair.
Yes.
That's really
now
nice.
That's the problem. She's stuck with it the rest of the time at the fair today.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the yearbook. It had a goofy name, too, almost as goofy as Grenadiers.
Yeah.
Is there another school in America? Is there another high school in America whose nickname is the Grenadiers?
Probably. Not many, though.
And, it was shortened, which made it even more obnoxious to Grens.
Yeah,
which doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
What's a Gren?
But at least it's different. There's enough Wildcats. There's enough Bobcats.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So I think that distinguishes you guys a little bit.
Well, the reason I wanted you to see it is I wanted to, this is proof that I did have hair.
Well, I believe, yeah.
Well, actually, you've seen me with hair. You knew me at the beginning a little bit.
Yep.
But, yeah, I had even more than I realized at the time.
Yeah, I don't know if you're more John, Paul, Ringo, or George, but you're right in that mix.
Well,
you are right.
Yeah, fifth Beatle. There's no question.
But everybody did that, right? Everybody had the
montage.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's the husband.
All right.
The montage. That's what it was called. The montage.
That's nice. I think ours was called Zephyrus.
Now, did when you graduated from high school, were they still doing, when I graduated from high school in the dark ages, then there's the bit where you have people sign your yearbooks, other people, hey, would you sign?
Yep.
And I was mentioning it to Karen that the really deceptive part, because I had a bunch of people sign mine, and it would seem to indicate that I was a lot less of a social misfit than I was in high school. Because you got all these people, and of course they lie.
Yeah.
They say all these wonderful things about you. I'm going to miss you.
Yep.
A lot of them, I don't
Best
even.
of luck.
Most of the girls didn't even know who the hell I was.
Right.
So I.
Well, with those clubs, yeah, I can confirm that you're probably right. Why would I say that?
That's vicious.
Why
you just defended it.
I know, it was right there.
That's
it was right there. What were you going to ask about me?
Yeah,
my yearbook.
Same thing. A lot of messages and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you still know where yours is? I don't know where my high school one is.
In a bin somewhere for sure, with a lot of that other keepsake stuff. We had a thing. I don't know if they called them like special moments or special memories, where you could, for like your really good friends,
right.
You could put like pictures of you in the back of the yearbook when you're. I think when for seniors or people that are graduating, be like, appreciate you. We'll always have blah blah blah.
Yes.
Like for friends like that. That's what I remember more specifically. Like some of my friends putting in different pictures that way. I don't remember like signatures and stuff. The bit when we were in elementary and middle school was always have a kick-ass summer. That's what everybody said.
That was
cool.
the saying.
You
can
say kick-ass.
Kick-ass.
We're saying we're swear words and all this. We're radical. That's what everybody would write. Or see you this summer, which again you never would. Back. Well,
I assume there had to be some action tennis shots of you.
Yeah, probably
in the yearbook.
Yeah,
right?
in the sports section.
The sports section or not?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you were a star.
I would assume.
You were like big shot guy.
Yeah, I would assume there were some pictures.
Some of those as well. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I assume senior year of high school, there's still yearbooks.
I think so.
But I'm guessing they have evolved pretty dramatically.
Yeah, I know
what they once were.
Our kids have gotten them.
Yes,
elementary school.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, see, that's what's changed. Back in my elementary school days, I changed schools so many times I couldn't have kept up anyway. But I don't think now there's yearbooks at every level.
I know.
It's a little out of hand.
It's all overkill. Well, there's graduations at every level too.
That's true.
That's, I think, a little overkill.
Yeah. Anyway, that was kind of fun out of nowhere.
That's the state fair.
It's an example of the state fair.
100%.
That's exactly it. Where you never know exactly what the hell's going to happen. Because you mentioned the other day it happens to you, but you grew up here.
Yes.
So the fact that somebody who I went to high school with that I barely knew, we barely knew each other then. It was a big. Our class was huge, wasn't it? Wasn't it like? I want to say it was like. Was it 800 class or was it even bigger? It was a big class.
Yeah.
The school was like 4,000, I think.
That is big.
Which is kind of big. Yeah, I don't think it's as big now as it was. Anyway, so Tim Tschida is coming up. That's the plan?
That's the plan.
He's not going to forget us, is he?
He might be in the back.
Oh, he could be in the back room, in the green room.
Yeah, I told him what the code for the back. So
Very possible.
He's probably there.
Louis, before we're done, as we said. Oh, there's Mr. Tschida. And we'll check in by phone with Alec Lewis on any more Vikings news. In fact, are you monitoring right now? Is there anything we're missing?
I'm not really monitoring, but before the break I was, and I didn't see much after that.
Well, so we don't really have yet the announcement of the cuts. Is that what that amounts to?
If it's come out, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that
no one else is writing it, that's for sure.
Right.
All right, let's do this. We'll pause, and then we'll talk baseball and who knows what else with our good friend Tim Tschida, the former Major League Baseball, highly decorated Major League Baseball umpire, a massive proponent of the robot umpire behind the plate. A massive, shocking, given that he was a human umpire, but nevertheless, he thinks that's the way to go. We'll talk about that and much more.
Talk about stepping up.
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Or next here in the Fan.
Get ready to laugh out loud. Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias is bringing his comedy tour to the Treasure Island Resort and Casino September 6th and 7th. Don't miss out on your chance to see one of the world's funniest comedians. Get your tickets today, ticasino.com.
Before we say hello to our next guest, I'm not making this up, Guardsy. During that break, I got an individual who said, hey, can you ask on my behalf a Vikings question when you have Alec Lewis on? Okay. I don't think your mics are working right now.
I gave mine to Tschida.
Oh, I see. That could explain it.
My bad.
We'll wait for you to get a hot mic again so we can continue this short but amusing moment.
Vikings question.
Vikings question. Do you want to guess what his Vikings question was?
It had to do with Max Brosmer.
Will Max Brosmer be starting for the Vikings by the end of the year? Honestly, it's turned into some kind of a viral activity. It's gone from, why should I care about Max Brosmer, to why was he not drafted in the first round?
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we are all full at Brosmer Brownstones.
That's true.
We sold our last couple of plots a few weeks ago, and
I don't blame you.
People are going to have to really overpay if they want to get in.
One of our favorite guests over the years, period, whether it's by phone, but especially at the Great Minnesota Get-Together, because he works here, actually works for a living here, even though he doesn't need to work at this point. He made so much money as a Major League Baseball umpire that there's absolutely no need for any of it. That's what I was told. Our good friend, a round of applause, please, for Tim Tschida, former Major League Baseball umpire. I mean, I got to believe you got 2 or 3. How many vacation homes do you have?
I rent now. I'm throwing stuff off the boat.
That makes sense.
Simplifying.
A lot of people are doing that now.
Yeah. I don't want to be committed to have to go to a certain spot at the same time all the time. So
that's good.
It's a nice.
Gives you a lot of freedom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I can choose between Fort Myers or Palm Springs or wherever, and go thaw out my bones a little bit.
So are you willing to tell us, and maybe you have before and I don't remember, and if you don't, you obviously don't have to. It's none of our business technically, because I don't think Major League Baseball umpire salaries are always published as often as player salaries are. Mm-hmm. Would you be willing to tell us the most money you ever made in a single year as a Major League Baseball umpire?
Sure. The last 10 years, my salary was $450,000.
That's not bad.
Ooh, there we go.
That's not bad.
And
did you feel underpaid?
No. But there's a reason for it. And I was on the negotiating committee different times over my career. And we never really had a benchmark. It was simply we piggybacked on whatever the minimum player salary was. So if a minimum player, once that got to like $450, we would say, okay, what is a 20-year umpire worth? You tell us, because we don't know. But if you're going to use that particular guy for all-star games and playoffs and World Series, he's got to be worth more than, or at least as much as the 25th man. And
good strategy. Did it largely work?
It worked extremely well. Yeah. It particularly once Commissioners Ubroth, Giamatti, and Selig, we made huge financial strains under their terms, because they were like, no, you guys are falling way behind here. And
they did.
And the other sports, because we umpire more games than they referee in the NHL or the NFL or the NBA, we were always the benchmark, and they negotiated their deals in comparison to what we got.
Did you have any relationship with, or spend any time in any of these negotiations with, or any other way with Fay Vincent?
Yes, Fay Vincent was also a big fan of it.
Okay, good.
Very much. His father
became a terrific guest for us.
Oh, he was terrific. He
passed away, I think, not that long ago. But honestly, he was a terrific resource for us.
Very candid.
Yes.
Very, very.
Owners hated him.
He was no stranger. They didn't like it when he would preside over the owners' meetings and the 2 or 3 guys in the back would be talking, and he would go, "You 3 in the back, you got anything you want to share with the rest of us here?"
Yeah,
they're not used to being talked to like that. He didn't care.
Yeah,
and his father actually was a high school and college referee in
I didn't know
basketball and football. So
okay, cool.
He had a soft spot in his heart for us. So it was I can't believe I overlooked him when I was describing the other 3, but Faye was very much a friend to us.
That's good. That's
very
good to hear.
Yeah.
Are you a friend to or a big fan of the current commissioner of Major League Baseball?
Not particularly, no.
He doesn't seem to be popular with anybody. I honestly, I don't. And is it a lack? What is it? Is it a feeling that he kind of just sort of throws stuff out? Lack of vision? Where does he seem to be lacking, do you think?
He's not a baseball guy. He's a lawyer. And unfortunately, the game is the top 4 or 5 people in the commissioner's office right now are lawyers. And when they start making these rule changes and things like that, they tend to market themselves as people that can solve everything. If there's a problem, well, we can fix that. All you got to do is this. But as many of you know, especially people I'm looking at right now, sometimes a solution to a particular problem can create 5 new problems that you did not anticipate. Oh, well, we can fix that too and fix that. And then the next thing you know, you watch umpires today. I see 98 full-time people, 96 full-time people out there not enjoying themselves at all. Because they're doing everything. They have a pitch clock. They have every trip to the mound they're ready. Every throw over to first, they got to mark it up. There's no break between pitches. And so I'll ask the question for everybody out there right now. Do you miss it? No, I do not. I miss the guys, and I miss the locker room and the camaraderie.
But the protocol now.
The card games and everything else. But as far as what they have to do on the field and who they have to answer to, no, I don't. Because the mindset of the people that they report to is we can get anybody to umpire baseball. They have no idea what it takes to be good at it. They have no idea the commitment it takes and the desire to be good. We'll just fix it with technology. Well, just because you have the technology doesn't mean you have to use it. And I'll kind of spin right into the next segment of that. Is one of the things I am very much an advocate of instant replay, primarily because nobody wants to get the play right more than the umpire himself. Nobody. So if you know you missed it, and typically I would say of every call I ever missed both times, I knew it when I missed it. I knew it. And if you're not sure, chances are you missed it.
Yeah.
And if I would have had the ability to overturn that by a replay, I would have loved it. And the game is served, and we move on. I was afraid that the umpires would lose the incentive to get the play right themselves the first time. Meaning, get your proper angle, get your proper position, take your time, call what you see, and do what you think is right. As opposed to, I really don't have to do any of that stuff because if I miss it, we'll just go to replay and we'll change it. Fortunately, that hasn't happened. The pride is still there, and I'm happy for them, and it makes me feel good that they're doing that.
Well,
because again, guys want to do a good job.
You mentioned unintended consequences. There are people who feel that regardless of the sport, that the institution of and sort of I guess you could say expansion also of replay is making it harder for officials, umpires, referees to be as assertive as they were. That it even if it's something they're not conscious of, that it has that impact. Do you think that's true?
To a certain degree, I do. The biggest problem with all major sports today is these guys are so big and they are so fast.
Yeah.
The games are so fast. And I'm talking, you can go to D1 sports and up. They can fly. And, you watch these guys in the NBA, they're all 6'10", and they can run a 4.3 40. And when you get down to the end of the game and the ball's going out of bounds and you got 2 guys going for it and one guy's hand is here and the other guy's is there and the ball goes out of bounds and you have to make that call, by the naked eye, possession of the ball with 30 seconds to go is pretty darn important. So I'm all for it. I really am. I'm all for it. And people can say, it slows things down a little bit at the end. It does, but ultimately you get the proper outcome more often than not, and that's what everybody wants.
Tim Tschida, a former Major League Baseball umpire, is kind enough to join us. Plenty of time with him. Louie coming up later, and Alec Lewis on the Vikings. And Guardsy, if you get any sort of good juice Vikings-related on cuts, don't hesitate to interrupt us.
What's the latest on Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?
Haven't heard much.
Nothing. No,
haven't heard
cycle
much.
Is just hit.
Hasn't hit the fair yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, are they coming in this week?
Well, I rule nothing out at this particular point.
Okay.
Let's also. I want to talk more umpiring as we tend to do, but I do also want to talk some baseball with you, and I want to get your view about the state of this baseball organization. You've been around baseball a long time. I think overall you have good feelings about the Twins because of relationships that you've established. But the state of this franchise right now is, I think, embarrassing. I think there's a significant series of problems that they've sort of willed themselves into by some bad decision making. But I'm curious to get your view as a longtime baseball observer, especially, I guess, starting with once you make the decision that we're going to sell, obviously it doesn't obligate you to sell if you feel like you don't get the price you want. But I do think trying to go back on that has not been well received, and it actually now adds to the problem beyond the problem ownership already had. So, and now, I mean, again, the team was gutted at the break,
right?
And they're going to have. You already are starting to see it. I even think, Tim, I think part of what's happening with the players is it's dawning on them.
Absolutely.
I think talking about the good players are going, even Joe Ryan, are going, what are we doing? And there's another month of this to go. Month and change. What do you think?
Well, I was fooled. Over the last 3 or 4 years, or going back to the signing of Carlos Correa, okay? Carlos Correa is a good dude. He is a good guy. He is a good teammate. He's a leader. And okay, he had the big opportunities to go with either the Mets or the Giants, and they backed down because of medical reasons. Okay, and when the Twins committed to him, I thought that was a really, really good thing. A lot was placed on him, and a lot of players will feel that pressure when all the money's coming to one guy, or most of it, I should say. But when they went through the fire sale here, I was convinced at that moment that obviously they've sold. Obviously, that was part of a sale deal that the new owners coming in would say, "You eliminate this amount of money, and we'll
pick
buy
up the pieces."
And boy, was I wrong. Wow. Okay, what are they doing over there? Okay, well, I am a glass half full kind of guy, and it kind of warms my heart that Joe Pohlad wants to be in baseball. Okay, well then let him be in baseball. Let him do the things. Let him do what he wants, and let the executives do what they want. If they're going to retool, then you have to commit to it. If you're going to rebuild in Major League Baseball, you have to commit to losing 100 games, and maybe for 2 years. You can't do it on the fly. You simply cannot do that. And George,
you got to go all the way with it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, they talk about, we got to have a salary cap, and with Bryce Harper and the commissioner, all that nonsense of not too long ago. Steinbrenner always used to say, we don't need a salary cap. He said, we need a salary minimum.
I agree.
That's the key. Teams have to be required to pay X amount in payroll, and not just make money based on the 5 good teams and the other ones that have no chance.
You nailed it.
So I would be very much in favor of that, just for the sake of the game.
Yes.
Not because I have anything to say about
it.
But I think they're on the wrong page when it comes to that. And again, this is a bit of a spin-off, like when Correa was negotiating the first time around, and everybody always says, well, he's got Scott Boras as an agent, and he's the meanest guy on the planet, and all this and that. I umpired Scott Boras when he played in Double-A baseball in the Texas League many, many, many years ago. He's one of the nicest guys in the world. And when he got done playing, he went back and finished school and got his law degree and became an agent. And Carlos Correa cannot demand that kind of money because he's got Scott Boras as an agent. Scott Boras can get that kind of money because he's got Carlos Correa as a client. And it was the same thing with Joe Mauer and Ron Shapiro.
Right.
Say, well, he's got it's not the agent, it's the player. That's going to, and trust me when I say this, Teams do not pay money to players that they don't have. They don't make a come bet on 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars. They've already got it. They've committed to that. So I don't even know what to say about this team right now because they don't seem to have a plan. And you got to have a plan, and I think the fan base feels deceived. And you got to do something about that.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot on the show and over the last couple of years that I think fans, look, we all know there's an irrational set of people who are demanding that the Twins compete for any great free agent, even with the Dodgers and the Mets and the Yankees, whatever. But I honestly believe, Tim, that the vast majority of fans are smarter than that. And they go, no, that's not what I'm asking.
Right.
I'm just asking you stay in it. And every once in a while, maybe you do jump up a bit.
Right.
Not for the number 1 guy, but maybe it's the number 5 guy or the number 6 guy or number 7 guy. And and again, they also know that it's not for a market this size. You obviously have to build within. You can't just buy your way to victory, but that it's always a combination, I think, when it's going at its best, right? It's some of both. And I really think most fans understand that. And I think part of the disappointment about the decision change is, look, whatever I thought of the poll ads, was at least somebody else is going to get shot at it. And there's no guarantee. The next group could be even more screwed up, or maybe they're not going to spend any more than the poll ads did. But let's take a look. Maybe somebody who's motivated enough to buy the team is going to say, well, at least for 5 years, we're going to freshen this thing up. We're going to come at it with a little bit more of a can-do attitude. And I think that's where most reasonable fans are disappointed and frustrated. I don't think all of them are irrational about they expect the Twins to always compete with a $300 million or even a $200 million payroll.
And don't forget, it was the Pohlad family that owned the team in 1987 and 1991. So, it's not that they can't do it.
Right.
The Milwaukee Brewers and the Tampa Bay Rays right now are 2 classic examples of they're going low and they're going young and they're winning. So it certainly can be done. And if I remember, I'll never forget Tom Kelly in 87. Tom and I go back to the minor leagues together. We've known each other for 50 years. And in the 87 team, it was right around, well, actually, it was the night of the Joe Niekro incident.
Ah, yes.
I had the plate.
We just passed the anniversary of that not long ago.
TK came out to try to put up an argument, and I said, Skip, don't waste your time. And he said, all right, I know. He said, I told these guys, them, if anybody does this, I'm not going to back you. I'm not going to defend you. You're on your own. Because I told them all that I don't want anybody on this team that doesn't think we can win it, because we can win it. And he told them that in 87. And he did the same thing in 91. Don't think we can't win this thing. And if you're, like you say, stay close. If you can stay close, then you can look at a couple trade deadline deals and a Don Baylor deal like they did,
Shannon Stewart.
All those guys, it can be done. If you need 10 everyday major league players on your roster. Your first guy off the bench has got to be somebody that could play every day for any other team in the league. If you've got 10 players, now you're looking at 13 pitchers, and then you're going to have, a couple little utility guys that are role players. But that's what it takes. It takes that right now. And there's more opportunity to get in it with wild cards and, all you got to do is get that entrance, and you're going to the dance. So a lot of things can happen. And player X or player Y peaks in August.
Well, I think we've talked about this before. I think it's always what's made baseball unique is that certainly in basketball, large degree in hockey and football, once you get to the postseason, if you're going to go anywhere, it's going to be your main players.
Right.
Baseball is the one sport where a utility player can get hot for 3 games and change everything.
And a 500 pitcher can turn out like Sandy Koufax for 10 days. It's stranger things have happened. There's no question about that. Just got to get there. You just got to get there.
I've got speaking of baseball, Tim Tschida, the longtime baseball Major League umpire, is joining us. I wanted to run by you. Do I have the right? Let me see if I have the right issue. And it was an attempt via, here it is, the science. I know you love always the analytics.
Oh, boy.
The science of determining the GOAT, the greatest baseball player of all time. So somebody, let's see, they put together a team of specialists in sabermetrics, your favorite, the science of baseball stats.
Not a Jack one. Sorry.
Probably true. Spent years devising a methodology for comparing athletic performance across different eras. Team was led by a statistician out of the University of Illinois. Looked at each player's performance while factoring in the size and strength of Major League Baseball talent pool that they faced. Rankings take into account how the talent pool broadened after Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 47, as well as after baseball went global. So they got a lot of models in here. They try to be as scientific as possible. And their determination is that the greatest baseball player of all time is Barry Bonds. Your thoughts?
I'd put him in my top 5 in my era, the time that I played, or I umpired, they were playing, excuse me. I get that question a lot, who's the best player you ever saw? And it's usually 10 or 12 guys. It'll always be Winfield, Molitor, Yount, George Brett, Roberto Alomar, Barry Bonds, Frank Thomas, Omar Vizquel is a sneaky one. I've always said Omar was a very underrated player, and I think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. And if anybody says, well, the best, who would you say is the best player? I would say Ken Griffey Jr. is the best player that I ever saw in my career. But Barry Bonds, there was always a big fight because they were parallel right at the same time, and that was the comparison: Bonds or Griffey, Bonds or Griffey, and neither one of them cared. They did not care one bit who they, because they knew they were the best players. They just knew it.
Now, they included in this list, I don't have the complete criteria here, but they included pitchers. So here's their top 4. Bonds 1, Roger Clemens 2, Willie Mays 3, and George Herman Babe Ruth 4. They've got him slid to 4, going back to the talent pool issue. Sure. When he played, obviously, the color barrier had not been broken. And it's an interesting list. And I'd like to see some of the numbers behind this. But, it's hard to argue with any of those players, obviously. Right. Being all-timers for sure. The question they ask is, okay, but Bonds has the tainted part of it.
Right.
But what they're continuing to base this on is that Bonds was so much further ahead of the players of his time that when you do that comparison, that's what apparently have them elevating Bonds to the number 1 position.
He and Griffey were at that era, they were the quintessential 5-tool players.
Yes.
And of the players that I mentioned a moment ago, baseball is a game of little things. Those who do the little things are successful. Guys that can not only hit for power and hit for average, they hit behind the runner. They make productive outs. The biggest thing that every one of those players had in common for me was they were all outstanding base runners. Yeah. They always got the extra base. Molitor probably more than any. Ricky Henderson, I missed him. Molitor, when he was on first base, if that next pitch was in the dirt, he's gone. He didn't wait to see where it went. He's gone, and he's standing on second base with no throw. They were ahead of the game. They didn't react. They just went.
Baseball instincts.
Because they had the skill, the talent, and the speed.
Yeah.
And every one of those guys could go first to third. They always went first to third, and if the game was on the line, I watch games today, and I cringe because everybody wants to hit the ball out of the park.
Yeah.
And you watch an inning where they're down by 2 in the 7th, and everybody's trying to hit a home run, and then they even get into the extra inning thing, the runner on second, which I can live with that. But they don't know how to play small ball. Bunt, the first guy bunt. Okay, we're just going to bunt. We're going to get him over there first of all because they don't know how to field a bunt. Number 1, so it's going to be good. And then the next guy, you hit the ball the other way. Tom Kelly, when he managed in the minor leagues one night, he kept yelling at all of us, hit the ball in right field, hit the ball in right field. Right. Finally, he threw a bat out on towards right field. He says, that's right field.
That's the direction.
Over there.
Very good.
And finally, if you did it, then you were in the good graces of the manager.
Yes.
But if you didn't do that, you sat.
That was important to him.
But all those guys, they played the game. They weren't just athletes going out there to show their strength and their power and all that other stuff. They executed, and that's what the game is, and that's what the game's missing. But going back to what we said earlier, Milwaukee's doing that right now. Tampa Bay is doing that right now, to name two. The other top teams, Dodgers are doing it with just power, just numbers.
Right.
The Yankees are the Yankees. They're not doing the little thing.
Yeah, right.
And they have to do the little things too. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting. These teams that are circling around to play in October are fundamentally pretty sound, most of them. So it could be some more decent, entertaining baseball than just home run derby.
Let's make this a top of the hour pause. We've got a little more time with Tim Tschida. Don't forget, Louie is going to join us in the 4 o'clock hour, and we'll get caught up on Vikings cuts and trade rumors and all that kind of good stuff with Alec Lewis from The Athletic. Back from the Great Minnesota Get-Together in a moment here in the Fan.
This is Julian Edelman from Games with Names. Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one, or to share if you're generous. You could stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, or you could spice things up and try some unexpected combinations like dipping chicken wonton tacos in their honey Dijon mustard. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. That's eating good in the neighborhood.